Welcome back to Talk of the Town on WHTC, Holland's Cool FM, on WHTC.com, and on the WHTC app for your smartphone. Once again, here's your host, Gary Stevens.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town for this Tuesday, August the 4th. It is the first Tuesday of the month, which means at this time we catch up with things going on at West Michigan Regional Airport with its manager, Matt Nyans, on the other side of our table this morning. Matt, good morning. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, Gary.
If you have a question about what's going on at the airport, there's a lot going on at the airport. Matt will be happy to answer your question at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Let's go right off the bat.
Yeah.
Aviation Day, a week from Saturday, August the 15th. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're very excited for Aviation Day this year. We've done quite a bit of marketing leading up to it this year, a little bit more than we have in years past. And we have a couple more attractions to offer this year as well. We have the Hooligan group that flies in. They're a group that flies some older warplanes. They're pretty unique, fun to see in action. They've come in years past, but this year we actually... We have an agreement with a C-47, which is an old military aircraft. I think it was primarily used for paratrooper operations in World War II. But they're coming out. They're going to do a static display, and they're going to offer rides, actually. So they'll come out at 8:30 in the morning, be on display all day, and if they sell seats, they have 3 different flight operation times. I believe it's going to be 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. And then if they sell more, they'll stay later and keep flying all day.
So the Hooligans are the key, but there's more than just the Hooligans.
Yeah. There's so we send word out to all the local airports or anybody in the region that's about a day's flight away, and we get people that fly in from all over the place with their unique aircraft. Last year we had some people from Chicago area, even one from the St. Louis area. They just saw the event and wanted to come out for the weekend, and they brought their unique aircraft. Now,
part of the festivities for Aviation Day, it's really a fundraiser for Wings of Mercy.
Yep.
They're going to have a 5K.
Yeah, so the event is largely put on with partnership, and it's driven by Wings of Mercy, which is a group that has an amazing operation. They'll fly people to medical facilities that individuals don't really have the means to get there otherwise. But yeah, this is one of their larger fundraising events in the area, and the main attraction is a 5K on the airfield, which will close the airfield off. We'll set up the 5K route, so you run down our taxiway and turn around and then out our perimeter gate through the Yangfang facility. And it's just a unique experience, and if runners have never done it before, it's something to check off the list. It's a fun day. Yeah,
and also we talk about the vintage airplanes that'll be flying in, but there's also our friends from the Vintage Car Club of Holland will have their vehicles in display.
Yeah, absolutely. The Vintage Car Club is there, and I hope to grow that as well. That's always, I'm a car guy myself, so I love seeing them out there, and I think for people, cars are what you look at, what you aspire for more anyway, so that's a good attraction. And also the Pancake Breakfast. The Pancake Breakfast is there every year too, and that's another main attraction. So you can come out, see some cars, see some cool planes, get a pancake breakfast, and also there'll be the police, fire, sheriff will be there, and
Polar Patrol. I have a funny feeling will be there.
Yep. Who doesn't want ice cream at 10 in the morning?
Well, if you're up at 2:00 in the morning, ice cream at 10 is A-OK.
Absolutely.
And hopefully the weather will cooperate as well. You mentioned about the free flights for the kids 8 through 17.
Yep.
And that's through the EAA Young Eagles. Tell us, what can you tell us about this group, EAA Young Eagles?
So unfortunately, I'm not super familiar with them, but they offer, so you have to register beforehand, and there's a link on our website or our social media page, or you can just reach out to me at the airport and I'll give you the link. But you register on this link beforehand, and once you sign up and approve, they'll give you a time and tell you the next steps. But basically, you come out to the event, and they'll give you a free discovery flight. And also, Wings of Mercy does offer flights as well, but you have to pay for those, and those are day of usually.
By the way, I did the quick Google, so I'm helping you out a little bit. EAA stands for the Experimental Aircraft Association, and they offer children ages 8 to 17 a free introductory plane ride, a free online ground school course, and a free student membership.
Yep.
EAA Young Eagles program.
Yeah, the main, as you can tell from that description, the main point of their Young Eagles is to introduce kids into aviation. You know, a lot of people, or kids especially, don't realize that's a career path or something they could make a life out of.
Speaking about that, and I do want to sort of flex a little bit into this, is the airport having being ambassador for the I Challenge You, the Ottawa Area Intermediate School District's Future Prepped Initiative.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how that came to be.
So that program was in place before I started here, but I am very happy to continue it as I've seen how great the partnership is and how I want to continue to grow it. So each summer, the Ottawa Area Intercounty School District and other schools in the area as well, they have summer programs for their kids where they can earn some extra credit or just keep them busy throughout the summer. And they like to challenge they like to partner with local businesses, and those businesses give them a driving question or a real world problem to solve. So at the airport, one of the things we do is we ask the kids, how do we better engage or connect with the community, or whatever the driving question may be. That happened to be our one this summer. And they come back with great ways of thinking about the problem and some very unique solutions, which the winner this year I was very pleased with, and we are making steps to implement it. I'll just keep it at that for now.
Okay.
But it's an amazing way for these kids in the area to come out, see the airport, and recognize the benefits of it, and for them to go back and they can tell their classmates or their parents that they were working out at the airport. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them say, "Oh, we have an airport."
Let me throw this at you, Matt Nyans. It is one thing to have groups come to the airport to see the facility and to learn that way. Has there been thoughts about perhaps having you or other airport officials go to some of these schools and sort of bring the airport to them?
Yes, absolutely. And it's funny you say that. One of the board members, she messaged me the other day, and there is a back to school event happening this Thursday at the Civic Center, and we're trying to have a presence there to educate and promote the airport at that event. Also, we've been making a real effort this summer to be at more of the community events like Zealmania, National Night Out tonight, and there's a couple other that we're going to be on the list for participating in the parade. But we're trying to do a better job of getting our name out there and helping people realize that the airport's here and it's a huge benefit to the community.
Part of might be helpful. I don't know. I'm throwing ideas out.
Yeah.
And I know
I'm open to them.
I've been criticized for trying to, plant ideas when maybe, it may not have been appropriate, but that's okay. I've been around long enough, and I've gotten a turtled back now. But the thing is, one thing when I was young that maybe if I'd learned about this when I was younger, maybe I would have geared a little bit differently my career choices, is to have somebody teach some of the rudimentary things about flying, how to, the controls, what aerodynamics you have to do and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of wondering if the airport, through its staff or through some of the pilots that are working with it, might not be a bad idea to sort of offer like a class or two about learning how to fly without having actually have them in the airplane.
So that problem is a problem throughout the country and the aviation industry as a whole. The airport, we are extremely lucky to have a group called Flight Path at the airport, and they do essentially that. So for middle schoolers and high schoolers, they offer a program called their Flight Night program, where it's a 3-hour program. They'll give you a quick hour of aviation introduction and history of aviation, and then they'll give you an hour tour of maintenance facility out there, some of the hangars, just how some of the aircraft operate, some of the jets that are based there. Then they also give you an hour of simulator time. So there's 4 different simulators they'll phase you through, but you get some time on there, you complete some tasks, and then at the end there's a challenge you try to beat. And it's a really great experience. I've been to a few of them and watched the kids interact, and it's just it's exactly what you were describing. It's a good way to introduce kids to aviation, get them some real simulator time in an aircraft, and then once they're done with that, we have a flight school on field too if they want to take it a step further, and actually, if they're the right age and if they want to go try to or see how an aircraft is really flown, they can always try to book a discovery flight with our flight school. It's a 30-minute introductory flight, and a certified flight instructor will take you up and show you around.
All right, let's follow this a little bit more. If you have a question for Matt Nyans, manager, West Michigan Regional Airport, 616-395-1450. Let's follow this a little bit more. Say a young man or a young lady, high school age, gets the bug.
Mm-hmm.
What they offer, what is being offered here is sort of like an introductory course.
Yep.
Then where do they go from there? Flight school.
Yep.
Western Michigan. I know Western Michigan's got a fine school. After all, I'm talking to a Bronco on the other side of the table.
It's a great
here.
program.
But they do have one. It's not too far away.
Right.
Down in Kalamazoo. Is that like the next gradual step? Next step in the evolution of somebody who wants to really follow it without having to go, say, into the Air Force.
Right. Well, so you can get your pilot's license at West Michigan Regional Airport through 4-1 Air. You can get your pilot's license, and I think they offer a couple other certifications beyond that too. I think you can get your instrument rating there as well. But yeah, a great place to start is right here at our local airport. And then if you want to take it a step further, go get ratings beyond that to be a commercial pilot and your training certificate. There's other places you can do that as well and beyond that. But I think if someone's just getting started and looking to get into it, our airport's a great place to start because we're an uncontrolled field, which means it's a better learning environment for students, and they're talking more on the radio, and they're having to do more than what they would do at a controlled airfield.
And control being, say, for example, Ford Airport would be considered a controlled one because it is a passenger airport,
right.
Has higher volume.
Yep, and that's a great. That's a great place to learn too. But you want to have a better understanding before you fly into a place like that.
Now, let me ask some nuts and bolts questions in terms of how has traffic been at the airport this year in terms of number of flights being flown in and out, number of aircraft being housed at the airport. How are we looking at?
We're doing really well this summer, and in spite of increased fuel prices, I think. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I pay attention to it. I get periodic pictures from the guys working over the weekend, and our ramp has been very full, and it's been busy, and it's been quite a good summer for us. I can't put a number on it, but overall operations are trending up, even when you would think they'd be maybe not trending up
because of the higher fuel prices. Is there similarities between air traffic and automobile traffic? When I say similarities, is that when we are in a holiday, be it Memorial Day, Independence Day, upcoming Labor Day, you get more traffic during the holidays?
Absolutely, yeah. It's usually before and after those bigger events, but just like the airlines, they experience the demand like before Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving, and private aviation, general aviation is very similar. And I think it was 2 weekends ago was our busiest weekend, just because I think the middle of summer, people like to come to Holland to vacation here. And then we're expecting, Labor Day, Memorial Day, all those weekends as well around the summer months.
Has there been some discussion as to, and this ties in a little bit with what the airport did on the first Saturday in May, with attracting people to fly in for the opening of for the opening weekend of Tulip Time, where there would be buses and transportation to Tulip Time. Has there been some discussion as if we are seeing more airplane traffic coming in? there's been more discussion about maybe we need to have some ground transportation available so that people can fly in and then they can have ground transportation to some of the area spots along the lake shore that they want to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that I do think about quite often. In early conversations, I don't know that we have enough demand for us to have a dedicated stop at the airport, which is unfortunate because we do have a public facility and a nice terminal there. People could wait and hang out for a bus there. But we do have, as long as it's scheduled beforehand, which is the big kicker there, the rental cars do a great job of dropping off cars so they're there ready to go. And they'll hand keys to our front desk, so it's a seamless operation. But other than that, we don't really have anything ready to go on demand. If someone were to land, they didn't have anything scheduled beforehand, it'd be a bit of a scramble.
So, in other words, maybe either a standing event or create an event to get people to fly in, and then you would have that. Granted, it's one thing to say we got to create an event.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What event do we create?
Yep. That is the problem.
Tulip time is one thing. But there's some other things.
Yeah, the demand's there for tulip time, and I think, like I've said before, I want to keep growing that because I do see there's more potential to see the demand for tulip time.
Maybe opening weekend of the ice park.
Yeah. I'm not sure when that's scheduled for, as long as it's not too far into the winter months.
I mean, we're talking mid-November.
Yeah, that might be possible. We could try to help. We might
I'm throwing ideas out. Yeah. You never know. I'm going to throw a curveball question. Hopefully, it's not a bad curveball question, but a curveball topic here. And I got this email this week from the Michigan Department of Transportation. They are looking. In fact, they have released a request for proposals for an aviation workforce development consultant.
Yeah, I saw that.
And let me give the description, the project work description. Mm-hmm. The Office of Aeronautics intends to select a consultant to support the department and the Michigan Aeronautics Commission's development of an aviation-related education and outreach strategy intended to strengthen the partnership between the department, the commission, educational institutions, and students across Michigan. As one who, of course, learned, educated in this state at Western Michigan University, I thought this was something right up your line.
Yeah, it's an interesting...
not for you to apply, but something you might have some awareness of.
I certainly do, and I think it goes back to some of the points I've brought up here before, is that it's a real issue that the state and the FAA are facing. There's not a lot of education and interest in aviation to fulfill the demand for a lot of these jobs that will be aging out, or however you want to view it. There's going to be a lot of open demand, and I think the state is realizing that and doing what they can to attack this head on. And I know there's self-promotion here for Western. The Michigan Aeronautics Commission has the president of Western Michigan on there, and then another trustee on there. So they're fully aware of the situation and how they need to better engage with youth and promote the aviation jobs and infrastructure in the future. I was very excited to read that. I am curious what the results will come up with, because I think it's a very unique, difficult problem.
By the way, full disclosure, the president of Western Michigan University also attended the flight school there, too. Yeah. So that's why he's a part of this. He is a little bit indoctrinated with that. So, yeah, I saw that and I thought of you guys right off the bat. And, anything to help spur the education of aviation in this state.
I was just lucky enough to attend a meeting with him, actually, and we talked briefly about how their focus is not just creating individuals with degrees, but creating individuals with useful skills and degrees so they can come into the workforce and have an impact. And I think this goes in line with that.
All right, let's circle back and finish our conversation with indeed one of the red letter days for West Michigan Regional Airport, Aviation Day on Saturday, August 15th from 8 a.m. until 12 noon.
Yep, the run starts at 8. The cleanup or the aviation portion day ends at noon. The flights for the C-47 could go past that if we get demand for it. And we're excited to see the turnout this year. I think it's going to be bigger than ever, and I think we're going to get a lot of public interest and a lot of people coming out just to see the airport, and we'll help show it off and show everything we have to offer. We are going to have a food truck out there for anyone who wants to come out and see the military aircraft that will be flying around. I know the pancake breakfast will stop around usually 11. They'll start to clean up. So we'll have Zomberger's food truck out there as well. If anybody, I know they have a huge following.
Yes, indeed, to help benefit Wings of Mercy.
Yep.
The Peter Van Bosch charity to help get people
right. And the important part is to come and support Wings of Mercy, like you're saying, because it's an organization that's nonprofit. It's a charity. People donate their time and their aircraft to help support people in need, and it's just an amazing thing that was started. And we definitely want to see it continuing at our airport. And we're lucky enough to have 2 or 3 individuals that are part of their operation. They keep their planes at our airport. So
it sounds great. More information about what's going on at West Michigan Regional Airport. Very simple website, westmichiganregionalairport.com. westmichiganregionalairport.com. Matt Nines, manager of West Michigan Regional Airport, thank you very much for telling us about upcoming Aviation Day and some other fun things going on at the airport. Look forward to chatting with you again next month.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gary.
You've been listening to Talk of the Town on WHTC, Holland's Cool FM, on WHTC.com, and on the WHTC app for your smartphone.
We want to thank Zeeland Mayor Rick Van Dorp and the manager of West Michigan Regional Airport, Matt Nines, for joining us today on Talk of the Town. Their segments are available, or will be available, on our webpage at WHTC.com and the podcast tab under Talk of the Town. You can listen or download at your convenience for free. Thanks to Brian Spencer, What's New Around Holland. Most importantly, thanks to all of you for listening today. Tomorrow on WHTC's Talk of the Town, the monthly update from Maddie Tunison and the ODC Network, and a monthly visit from our friend Hillary Hatch with the U.S. Social Security Administration. Following NBC News, it'll be Lindsay Lawrence's Evergreen Commons Report. For Brian Spencer, I'm Gary Stevens. Thanks for listening to Talk of the Town. Have a good day. Hey, let's do this all again tomorrow.